So I believe it's a believe it when I see it type of thing, if that makes sense, people. If we start to look at the rumblings around Arsenal in terms of the media at this moment in time, Thomas Partey is set to leave Arsenal as a free agent at the end of the month. Story from last week confirmed. Arsenal have already activated options to replace Thomas with Norgaard. Talks ongoing with Brentford. Best of luck, Partey. Then do your thing. Arsenal submitted proposal worth 11 million package for Christian Norgaard. Negotiations ongoing as Brentford want more and talks continue. Norgaard wants to join Arsenal, so we want him. He's got a willingness to join us. He's got 2 years left on his deal. We'll have to see how Brentford operate. The first bid is very rarely accepted, so we'll have to see, man. We'd have to see. Again, you would have seen David Ornstein was the initial source. Arsenal exploring a deal for Brentford's Christian Norgaard after 11 million euros bid. The North London, why is this scrolling all weird? The North London club are exploring a deal for the 31-year-old while they await Brentford's response to their offer. Arsenal have not reached an agreement with Partey, whose contract is up on June the 30th. As it stands, the Ghanaian will leave the club as a free agent next week. And again, remember when the free agents list was announced, it said we was talking to Partey, so it's not happening now, isn't it? We heard Berta and his agent don't necessarily see eye to eye. To be fair, it's nice to see the club stuck to their guns, isn't it? It is what it is. It's not the same, but we've seen when we've given big players contracts where it looks like a no-brainer and how it's panned out. Partey would be the second central midfielder to leave, obviously, for Jorginho's joined Flamengo. We're bringing in Zubimendi. Norgaard has 2 years left on his contract, has been a key player for the West London club since arriving from Fiorentina in the summer of 2019, where he reunited with Thomas Frank, who obviously coached him at Bromby, Brentford, and the Danish youth setup. And it felt like he was going to go Spurs. We don't know if my man's actually going to sign for Arsenal because we've just had a bid. It's nothing to do with being accepted. But Spurs were linked with him. We thought the reunion thing could happen there, innit? So we'll have to see. On Tuesday, claims from the UK stated Arsenal could consider a move for Brentford's Christian Norgaard this summer. This has reached the Danish press and specifically Bold, who state the Gunners are keen on securing the midfielder services. Arsenal want to make the Brentford player an important part of their midfield next season. They state Mikel Arteta's side have sent an offer to Brentford for the 31-year-old. It's a large $1 million bid. I mean, they're not lying, but they're exaggerating in this day and age, isn't it, really and truly? Lokonga's still coming back. Lokonga can't help us, man. Could be a play to make Partey take a lower wage. That's true, but surely we're at the point now where Arsenal have to consider alternatives and Partey has to consider, it's cutting. You never know. Stranger things have happened. If Partey turns around today and says, oh, no, I'm staying, they probably cut the cord on this Norgaard thing, unless it's too far to turn back. So, yeah, we hope to find an agreement with the Bees. Apparently, he had his best season with Brentford, and Bold say Arteta was clearly impressed with his performances. I mean, I don't know if he was impressed with the clampers on Martinelli, but yeah, people. He's rejected concrete offers to continue at Brentford. The report claims he did this because his family's priority was to stay in London. So fair enough. He's rejected previous offers and he wants to stay. Thomas Frank wanted him. Now a unique opportunity has arisen for Christian Norgaard, who can stay with his family in London if the Brentford camp will accept the offer that Arsenal has made for him. Brentford's decision will be key and it's unclear what they plan to do. The outlet claims if they were to reject Arsenal's offer, the Bees risk having an unhappy player. That isn't anything too dissimilar. Santi Aronia, who was a journalist, has said Arsenal sent their first bid. The proposal has already been turned down. Talks are continuing between both clubs and the midfielder wants to join Arsenal. Where there's a will, there's a way. He is their captain. We bidded 9.3 million quid. And we're closing in on signing Zubimendi, as we know. He's seen as a leader, Norgaard, and a character that would be good in the dressing room. I mean, if you're a captain, all of these things and these fact checks would have been done. You'd imagine David Raya, obviously, Bert has been saying what he's saying about the finances. Arteta has been saying what he's saying. The coaching staff has. Past that, then you've probably asked the David Raya, mate, I know you're on your honeymoon right now, but remember you used to play with Christian Norgaard. What's he like as a guy? No, he's a fucking cunt. He's nice. Transitional period for Brentford. Lost their manager, could lose Visa, could lose Mbuemo, lost that Flacken keeper. I hope they stay up. Getting Keith Andrews as their manager, I hope they stay up, but it looks dark. He has 2 years left on his deal. He signed a new deal earlier this year. Would have been nice if he ran it down, people. So, yeah, talks are continuing. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. And he's a leader. We need that, innit? So I'm not against this necessarily. Well, I'm not against it. Kepa to Arsenal. Here we go. Deal. This is what I thought we'd be speaking about this morning, to be fair, or afternoon. Deal for the Spanish goalkeeper to join Arsenal's new backup for David Raya. Arsenal activate 5 million clause from Chelsea and all documents are now sealed. One more addition for Arteta after Martin Zubimendi. Arsenal prepare new attack for Gyokeres. The Londoners are still... Mods, please make sure people are liking and subscribing. Are still looking at the Lions goal scorer. The Londoners have left the scene for a while, but are preparing a second bid in which they will get closer to the 80 million euros. Again, I've covered that, so I won't. This is said Liverpool have made an approach, people. This is coming out of Portugal. Liverpool have entered the race with Arsenal and Man United to sign Victor Gyokeres. It's easy to link Liverpool, probably, if you're looking for a striker. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool all need a forward. Gyokeres, it's undeniable, isn't it, really? I don't know how much they believe this, but it is what it is. The only one that benefits is not Liverpool, Arsenal, United, or Chelsea, or anyone who gets him. It's actually Sporting, because they're doing the bidding war. I'm kind of checked out from the Gyokeres stuff until there's some significant developments, because we've heard many a different bit and spin on this rumor. So we'll have to see, man. Moving on. Arsenal mess around Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyokeres explained. Club's lack of transfer activity has provoked unrest among the fan base, but executives are working hard on deals behind the scenes. I'm trying to skip through the toss. Apparently, around 700 million has already been spent between Premier League clubs, but none of it by Arsenal. It would be a mistake to equate Arsenal's lack of signings with a lack of effort or desire to strengthen. Yeah, where is what matters though? What is going on behind the scenes? The first thing to note is that Arsenal are close to finalising 2 first-team signings. Supporters should expect official confirmation of Martin Zubimendi's arrival from Sociedad in a deal worth more than 50 million within the next few weeks. We're also in the process of getting Kepa. We know Liverpool chase Zubimendi. It's irrelevant now. Partey's cutting. It looks like we're getting Norgaard at this moment in time. Again, we know Real Madrid were fond of Zubimendi. Please, just get to what matters. With a new new midfielder and a backup goalkeeper effectively sorted, the most pressing priority for Berta has been the pursuit of a centre forward. Arsenal made clear their desire to land, or better yet, add another striker to their squad, having trialled and failed to do so in the previous 2 transfer windows. But has been working on potential deals across the continent. This is where it gets complicated. The question that every supporter is asking: which striker do Arsenal want? The answer has so far remained a closely guarded secret, and for good reason. Telegraph Sport understands Burr is effectively working to price up different deals before Arsenal decide to pull the trigger and execute one of them. We all know Gyokeres and Sesko are the targets. Gyokeres is a Swedish goal machine, blah, blah, blah. There are important figures within Arsenal who have long championed Sesko, the younger option at 22. Berta, meanwhile, is known to be a huge admirer of Gyokeres, who turned 27 this month. Arsenal arguably cannot make a truly informed decision without knowing the cost of both players. Berta has therefore been working on the 2 deals simultaneously and trying to keep all parties sweet. It speaks volumes that German reports have repeatedly said Sesko is the preferred target, while Portuguese reports have said the same about Gyokeres. Spinning plates is not an easy task, however, and there's clearly a certain amount of risk involved in this strategy. A well-connected source in Germany confidently told Telegraph Sport, and we always hear a well-connected source, Sesko was absolutely the preferred candidate, but that same source roared back a few weeks ago by saying the situation had become, from his perspective, a mess. Now, he's just someone that's going on information. You don't even know if you know what you're talking about. This could be a decoy thing. It's also messy in Lisbon. We know the president has made a statement. We know Gyokeres' agent is said to be furious about a potential gentleman's agreement or going back on that. We know there's been insults and blackmail and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, this guy's waffling. Like, just get to the main things. We know we've also been linked with Ollie Watkins. This is said we've also looked at João Pedro, as well as strengthening the number 9. Arsenal want to strengthen their attack by adding a new winger. Nico Williams is dead. If there's a deal to be done for Real Madrid forward Rodrygo, Arsenal would be keen to do it. The Brazilian international seen as one of Europe's most exciting wide players, and his future at Real Madrid is far from clear. A move for the 24-year-old, if Arsenal are encouraged to make an offer, would not be expected to happen until much later in the window. Another potential winger target could be Noni Madueke. Apparently, he is on Arsenal's radar, although the strength of their interest remains unclear. Yeah, we've gone about getting a midfielder. Apparently, Partey has interest from other clubs in Europe and Middle East, but may find a more lucrative contract in another league. Be interesting. Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly finalising new contracts. We've heard Miles Lewis-Skelly's actually announced in. We know Tierney's gone. We know there's uncertainty over Gyokeres and Zinchenko. Apparently, Arsenal are long-term admirers of Jarell Hatto. There's also rumours that Hatto's agent was in London. Now, there's many a club in London, and you could actually be like from Manchester or Liverpool, but you're just linking up in London to talk. So who knows in that regards, people. Inside Arsenal summer transfer window, Mikel Arteta striker demand the main reservation over Gyokeres, and when deals are expected to accelerate. And you know the saddest thing about this, yeah? I was actually in the process of doing a little edited video around Zubimendi. Now I've got to do one around Norgaard as well, but again, let's try and skip through the toss, man. Like, bro, what is with these journalists and waffling, bro? 2 months of the window remain, and the Gunners are not panicking. The sign of Zubamendi has been in place since Jan. We know where Partey's gone. We're looking at Norgaard, Kepa. What's this reservation around Mr. Gyokeres then? Like, what is the reservation around Gyokeres? Like and subscribe if you haven't. Sesko is not serious, already asking for a release clause after one season. He can stay at Leipzig. Yeah, man, we're not getting mad. Okay, let Arsenal get Gyokeres and Boniface's back up. Boniface is not as expensive as Sesko. I don't think we're going to see it. Apparently, Ekrem Kanura said Arsenal is intensifying its efforts to secure the signing of Rafael as it seeks to strengthen its attacking options during the current transfer window. What would you lot make of Rafael? I'm on it, but I don't think it's an exciting signing, but I don't think he's of a level that fans make out. DJ, I got a feeling Bacola might be a better signing than Rodrygo. Now, there's a lot of conflicting reports where Bacola's concerned. PSG don't want to sell him. He don't want to leave. Then you hear his advisors want him to leave and he wants to leave. And they're waiting to see if PSG soften their stance on his position. Let's see what's going on with Gyokeres. I don't care. Respectfully to the supporters club, I don't really care what the supporters club are saying. They're in with the club. They're not going to be impartial, much like everyone. Behind the scenes, Burr is busy at work. He arrived with new ideas and proposals. At least 5 signings are to be made in the summer, which insiders say will be a packed one in terms of incomings. A new defender is part of that list, people. Norgaard, Zubamendi, welcome. Sesko or Gyokeres, one of you welcome. Get me Rodrygo and we're laughing. Apparently, Mikel Arteta wants a striker in before their preseason tour of Singapore and Hong Kong, which they fly out for July the 19th. The position is front and center of the club's priority list. It's understood that it is the fee for the frontman, which will, to a degree, dictate their budget for other positions. Once the price for this position is secured, the other chips will fall into place, with left-wing options also to be reassessed with the favoured Nico Williams on his way to Barcelona. Both Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyokeres have been strongly linked, but it's understood Sesko is the priority. Sources close to the club suggest Sporting Lisbon's keenness, I'm even like I can't read, to offload Gyokeres has become clearer by the day and arguably weakened their hand. Internally, there are also reservations over the 27-year-old because Portugal's Premier League is a totally different proposition to the Premier League. If certain men have scored goals at Arsenal, Gyokeres would, even though he scored 39 league goals last season, which is still more than Sesko. Not Boyan Sesko, though. Burr is said to have other striking options too, which he's in negotiations over. If a deal for Sesko Gyokeres is not to materialize, the prospect of a surprise name entering the frame is a possibility. The method aims to allow him and Arsenal, we've gone over that. You know, Edu used to zoom in on one target and it never used to bang. Sources say Leipzig are driving a hard bargain because they know all too well how desperate the Gunners are for a striker and the limited availability of a world-class frontman in football. I'm not going to lie, I want Gyokeres. I'm actually very bullish about Zubamendi and Sesko. Big up Magalhaes for his new deal. Lewis Skelly and the rest of them should follow. Kepa's expected to reply. Apparently, people, everyone wants signings in early, but Ben White was signed on the 30th of July. Ramsdale, 20th of August. Gabriel Jesus, the 4th of July. Zinchenko, the same month. Rice and Timber, 14th and 15th of July. Calafiori, July. Marino, 27th. Yeah, less of the panic signings with Raheem Sterling. And yeah, be proactive in giving people new deals. In terms of outgoings, a number of fringe players have been earmarked for exit. They include Reece Nelson and Zinchenko, who both earn 100k a week. Flipping out. Kivio, Fabio Vieira, and Lokonga. Until the marquee names are through the door, the pressure remains on Arsenal. But with deliberate targets, patience, and key contract renewals in place, Berta and Cole appear set for a decisive summer. Just make sure it works, innit? But yeah, we're still linked with apparently lining up a new and improved Victor Gyokeres offer. We're set to increase our bid. Have we actually officially bidded? According to Abolo, we're ready to up our bid for Gyokeres as the London club lose hope of landing Sesko. Gyokeres too has made his situation clear to Sporting's camp after threatening the club with incoming strikes should the Sporting owner not respect his commitment. Gyokeres transfer saga continues with Arsenal now willing to increase their transfer from 55 million euros to an amount closer to 80 million euros. The Gunners were after Leipzig Sesko, but the German club's valuation of the Serbian Neil, get the country right. Serbian. Anywho, has dissuaded the London club. The pressure is building on Varandas after Gyokeres claimed that he would not show up at Sporting for pre-season. So we'll have to see, man. And there's just too many rumblings, man. Admittedly, it is a bit. I'm actually more happy to talk about Norgaard than the striker targets, card. Like really and truly, we're being told the same things and they're just spinning things. Apparently, we've made a forward line our priority this summer, but also looking to strengthen our defense. But I surprised agents with just how many calls and meetings he set up this window. Bad boy, moving in silence, which is great. We did try to sign Howson. We were linked with Gurhey. We did try to get Manchester City's Victor Rice in January. We've also tracked Jarrell Hatto. Fair enough, bring him, man. And we never know with Saliba. The soundings are that Saliba is very happy and wants to stay, but Arsenal will not allow his contract to run down to potentially lose him on the cheap. Kanata is better. Go bother Liverpool. They also want strong cover and backup in defence because last season they were stretched. Kivior filled in well for Gabriel, but Arsenal have had interest in him from Italy, and there may be a chance to upgrade, which is what Burton may be doing with a string of discussions and talks over defenders. Kivior and Zinchenko, a bit harsh on Kivior, but it seems like their days are numbered. So at this point, we're seeing the same things. DiMarzio is saying Arsenal will sign Gyokeres because he wants to join Arsenal. Other clubs have tried to join the race, but he will go to Arsenal. He was their first choice target from the start, and now they have to find an agreement with Sporting. So already, people, we're seeing conflicting reports. May frustrate fans hoping for blockbuster striker signings, but the club is now walking a tightrope, compete enough to stay at the top level while avoiding sanctions and ensuring long-term solvency. I hear that, Matthew. But when you tell us the powder is dry and all this, you got to make it work. Rumors say Erik ten Hag is still crying about Højlund's goal standing. We've been linked with Martin Fernandez, who plays for Porto. If we're bothering Porto for anyone, big him up because he's decent. It needs to be Rodrygo Moura. Give them back Fabio Vieira and go and get him. But apparently Leverkusen are leading the race to sign this Porto fullback. Liverpool have been linked with him previously. City, Napoli and Arsenal have all been linked. According to this report, we've been keeping tabs on his development. Naturally, because you'd imagine a scout's been following Fabio Vieira's development, so we should have. So that's what's being said there. Obviously, Leverkusen need a replacement for Frimpong. Romano has said Arsenal love Rodrygo. They consider him as a fantastic player, a dream target as a winger. Also, because they feel Nico Williams is impossible to reach this summer. Rodrygo remains a strong name in their list at Arsenal for sure. Rodrygo is getting closer to leaving Real Madrid and is now exploring Premier League options with confirmed interest from clubs like Arsenal, according to sources close to the player. We are understood to have taken significant strides towards a potential blockbuster signing, with sources informing Football Transfers that Arsenal have held positive discussions regarding a transfer fee for Rodrygo. What is that? He's apparently our priority. But hey, what is it though? Sources close to the deal say Arsenal prepared to make Rodrygo one of the highest earners at the club. You have to be prepared to do that to bring him. As Mikel Arteta seeks to add elite level flair to his attack ahead of the season, which they want to compete on all fronts. Fair play. They've also been made aware that Paulo Javier, an Arsenal scout who formerly worked for Real Madrid, has held conversations with Eric Gomez, his father and agent. Okay. While formal negotiations with Rodrygo's camp have yet to begin, which is how you get this moving, insiders say Arsenal are ready to start talks as soon as the player returns from the Club World Cup. The understanding is that Real Madrid will not stand in Rodrygo's way if he expresses a desire to leave, with Endrick and Arda Güler also coming into prominence under Xabi Alonso, and they've just bought another wonder kid. Arsenal's recruitment hierarchy, led by Berta, are said to be increasingly concerned about the shrinking pool of top-tier wide forwards available. With Williams off the table and other targets like Bradley Barcola and Rafa Leao priced out or unavailable, the Gunners view Rodrygo as a rare opportunity to secure a Champions League proven winger in his prime, which is true. But if you can't get Rodrygo, something needs to arrive. Although a deal is still at an early stage, all signs point towards a major summer push from Arsenal. The full package to land Rodrygo will cost more than 100 million euros, but Arsenal have found out with Declan Rice this is the price to pay for a transformative player nowadays. Can't disagree with that, if I'm honest. Apparently, Alexander Isak has received an offer for a record deal as the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Barcelona circle around the international foot. You know what? I respect it. I respect anybody that is still linking Arsenal with Isak. You're trying to get as much lemon juice out of that lemon. It's a myth for us. Newcastle naturally are going to be desperate. They're going to offer him a big deal. Ironically, Anthony Gordon's linked with us as well. Liverpool are preparing a massive offer. It must be great being a Liverpool fan, innit? Just every minute you're signing a player. Arsenal are reportedly playing a game of chicken with Leipzig as they look to finalise a deal to bring in Sesko. People, everyone's kind of saying the same thing. Apparently, we're 10 million euros short of what they want. We're hoping to finalise an agreement of just over 70 million euros. They're eager to go for the Slovenian internationals, 80 million. So we'll have to see. And Ollie Watkins is still being linked with a move. Martinelli is happy and the club expecting to stay. However, if an attractive buyer came in for Martinelli at an appropriate price, especially one which enabled Arsenal to land some of their top targets, then Arsenal's position could shift, as we've seen already. Kudus apparently has changed agents. He's been linked with many a club, including us. Newcastle, Chelsea, and Arsenal have all been linked. Probably should have got him when he was at Ajax. We've been linked with Jadon Sancho. Is there any takers? Easy to link us with, as I said, the Rodrigos, the Leaos, the Nico Williams, the emerging talents. And then Sancho, Rashford, Madueke, them kind of ones there is what it is, man. Desperate, man. To be fair, the game's the game, Foxy. They're just trying to get paid, man. I think next summer he's off because I think Barca are going to be onto him, but he's not going nowhere. But they're trying to get engagement in it. What has Charles Watts said? I'm not overly surprised that we've seen fresh links between Hato and Arsenal, as he's a player they've been following for a long time. If he does leave Ajax this summer, then I would expect Arsenal to be involved in the conversation at the very least, given the amount of time they have been keeping tabs on his development at Ajax. Completely off topic, yeah, but apparently I saw on Twitter, Rob Holding's only played 12 games since he's left Arsenal. I don't know why that's come to mind. Fair enough. I don't know why. I actually don't know why that just sprung to mind, people. Sorry, I'm off topic now. ADHD is moving mad. I'm not sure how things have moved on with him. I've seen suggestions that there are talks happening with his agent in London this week, but I can't confirm that at this stage. But as I said, it wouldn't surprise me, and I do think there's space for him at the club, even with the strong options Mikel Arteta has available in defence right now. Tierney is gone. There's a chance Zinchenko could follow, with AC Milan believed to be interested, and now Fulham also a possibility. He's also been linked with West Ham, Ajax, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, and a move to the Middle East. Pardon me. That would open up their space regardless, because we can't bet on Tommy's fitness. Love Calafiori can't bet on his fitness. Kivio, I want you to stay, but it wouldn't surprise me if you say, you know what, Gaffer, I want to go get more first team football. Pardon me, Zini needs to go. Our defensive options are not as strong as we might be led to believe. Anything goes left around Calafiori's fitness, Miles Lewis-Skelly's fitness, you might have to put Timber left back. And then what if them things there happen? Timber goes left back, but Ben White ain't fit. Stuff we've seen play parts, people. So yeah, man, it depends. Some rumors say there's talks with Arsenal and Chelsea in London over Hato. Some are wide of the mark. I can't say I've heard anything to suggest Garnacho is a realistic target for Arsenal. We know we want a winger. Sorry, Charles Watts, but we have to skip through bare of this, man. They just bare waffle. Mohamed Kudus is one who is a player Arsenal did look at extensively when he was at Ajax before he moved to West Ham. He's just switched agents, which obviously is a sign he's going to move on. He's got an 85 million release clause. It's not going to be paid. It feels, based on rumors, West Ham are the most I've seen them open to getting rid of Mr. Kudus, people. But he has a release clause of 85 million. Bradley Barcola is a player that several of Europe's top clubs, including Arsenal, understood to be tracking. PSG are not believed to be interested in letting him leave, so that looks like a non-starter. Again, I don't want to see the name Nico Williams, man. Don't worry, because you're gonna butt Barcelona. We're gonna butt Barcelona. Timber's gonna deal with you, and I'm not gonna go over that. We've been linked with Norgaard and Lucien Agomi as a Partey replacement. Now, fair enough, the news has just come out, but apparently Partey's situation at Arsenal remains open. My information at the time of writing is that a final decision has not yet been taken, and the contract talks have not completely ended. Obviously, the longer this drags on without there being a breakthrough, then the likelihood increases that Partey will move on as a free agent this summer. But as far as I'm aware, we are not at that stage just yet. So there could still be a breakthrough in discussions, but that would need to happen quickly because both sides want clarity on the situation. If Partey does end up leaving, then Arsenal would have to go into the market to bring in another midfielder. Make sure you're smashing the like button. 4 p.m. I'm with Kenny Ken as well, people. We've gone over that. I'm so excited to tell you that we're not going to sell Martinelli. Romano has said, despite Bayern and Premier League interest, PSG considers him untouchable, and there's rumours of a new deal around Barcola, people. Again, Chris Wheatley has said that Hato's camp have been in London. Talks have taken place in recent days between Arsenal and Hato's camp. Chelsea also keen on getting the Dutch youngster. We've gone over Kepa, Zubamendi and all them, and there at this point. But apparently Arsenal pulled the plug and are not planning on selling Martinelli this summer. I wonder if 50 million or more makes them rethink stuff. Spurs seem that they're going to get Eze. Apparently Dangerous Star pushing to join Spurs after Arsenal talks. Is the headline going to correlate? because have Arsenal factually held talks? He's got a 68 million release clause. Spurs are doing player plus cash. United, Newcastle, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bayern are all interested. Okay, all these clubs are interested. Have they made offers? TBR reported he wants to join Spurs. The reporters claim that one of Frank's top targets is now eager to join him. I mean, we should be going in for Eze. The entourage are working hard and are talking to numerous suitors, including Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Manchester United. The playmaker wants to join Spurs, with Spurs also confident they'll be able to secure his prize signature. Fair enough, if that's what you believe. That's what you was referring to, innit? It's a cold t-shirt, though. They're Raffaele outing. It is cold. Lyon have been demoted. They can appeal it, yeah, but there's several players who could be available for cut price fee. There's 2 players here. I might even do videos on them. Thiago Almanda, Malik Fofana. Them 2. Can we do something? I can't pronounce this lad's name, but he's techie as well. Not for me. Shout large up Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Thiago Almanda and Malik Fofana, they're worth a try. You know, I might make a video around wildcards. Once again, Norgaard is keen to move to Arsenal because he wants to play in the Champions League. Remember, did I not say this yesterday? Yeah. If you pre-Barcelona, Noah Dovik, you know, I think he was at Cologne. I've seen him playing the under-17s tournaments and now the under-19s. Did I not say 24 to 48 hours ago? Some of you lot were there. If I was a club, he's not getting a look in under Hansi Flick. Buy him. It seems like Stuttgart are doing exactly that. That's a market opportunity that you could do while you're trying to do the right now things, if that makes sense. What's Liao said there? 2-word transfer hint in new message. I bet it doesn't correlate. What has he said? Arsenal plan to sign him as a replacement for Martinelli. So he's not seen as an upgrade on Martinelli. We're coming. Okay. They done us dirty there with that one, innit? They done us extremely dirty there. Steve Bold is set for a role at QPR, defensive coach. Big up Boldy, man. My guy. Liverpool have joined the race for Gyokeres, as it's been said here. He wants to leave this summer. They might not have, for all we know. I believe Portsmouth have been linked with Carl Hein, whose days are probably numbered at the football club, people. So we'll have to see how them things there develop. That ends the transfer news part of this live stream, though. Sorry, folks. I was just aware there was a lot to cover, and I'm aware that people watch these things on the replay, and I do cut up the clips as well, so I didn't want to ruin it, man. DG, watch England versus Netherlands under 21s. We can see how Hattle's playing. I will be watching it, and I'll be watching the under 19s final. I think that's tomorrow. Thiago Almanda, Malik Fofana for the future.